Though back to the album, "Life in the Tundra" is the name of the album. It has 17 tracks. How does this differ from the first album, "Songs for Fredo"?
Anyway,
Ben.
this is very different from the first album. In terms of firstly production, the first album was recorded just right at home, and it was just us and of course you, the great Rob Ikiza of Jam Lemon Records, who did the mixing. The first album is a very raw record. Production-wise, it's just four or five guys in the kitchen trying to record songs. But of course, with the deft and magic touch of Senor Ikiza, it became as palatable as it is. He turned shit and turned it into
Oh, shut up.
raw gold. I'm proud of that record. I'm not trying to say anything bad about it. That's for me. That's one of the best things one of the few good things that I did in my life. Yeah, but in terms of production, this one we hired a professional engineer, and there is a very marked difference in terms of, I'm not gonna say a level of production, but the way the production was approached. This one is more polished. Obviously, the guitars are a little bit louder. The drums they have a more spacious and thudding quality to them.
Mm-hmm.
The bass, of course, because for the first album, Beam Boy wasn't there. So for this one, Beam Boy is already present. So that's why the bass is as amazing as it is. Beam Boy made it the point to make it as much of a Beam Boy album as it is a Balls Breakers album.
Beam Boy and the Balls Breakers. You should be called
so it's
that.
actually Beam Boy Breakers probably.
Yeah.
The bass of this one, Beam Boy's motivations for this album is he doesn't want anybody else to learn the bass lines.
Uh-huh.
So what he did was to make it as difficult as possible. Yeah. So for anybody listening, if anyone, after the album is eventually released, you can easily tell the difference between the two. But ultimately, one of the bigger differences, of course, is we have a different singer now. Before it was Jeff, and that's probably one of the first things that people will notice. You will notice that there's some instead of the sweet sounding, the vocal virtuoso that was a previous singer. You will find an old wannabe singer trying to sing instead. So
Come on.
yeah, that thing.
Shut up, Jay Mashes. Mr. Dinosaur Jr. No, but in terms of songwriting though, what would you say are the differences here? Would you say there's a bit of a growth and evolution there, or did you go to a more commercial approach in terms of accessibility?
I'd say that the first album was probably the more commercial. Has the more commercial sounding approach, considering that the singer was more pop oriented, and back then when I was I wrote all of the songs in there as well as this one, but for the first one I kind of like prioritized having the guys record the poppier sounding songs. For this one I chose the more grunge or
Hard rock.
darker songs to record, because that's also what Beam Boy is into, and most of the guys who were into the recording of this album. So for this one, it's definitely darker. Most of the themes for the past one, I sang about love, or at least most of them were in my own way love songs. For this one, I'm practically talking about suicide every now and then. It is a veiled approach to talking about those things, but yeah, most of these songs on this record are very dark, somber, especially since it was recorded during the pandemic, which was a tough time for everybody. And basically the album is the band trying to find its voice and trying to tell its own story amid that very dark period of time.
That's a very nice way to put it right there.